And I'm seeing some little news done this way. Say 20 years after Ondo to cover JP tide on deserving persons. Then another one is saying that I read 8 hours daily. Anyway, that's that person's problem. So sorry, fresh. These are
So these headlines now, where you
news.
get them? Where are you getting them from? Are these today's headline?
I yeah, pure practically today's headline.
Okay,
Today's headline.
okay. Because I am looking at today's headline now from Google News. I'm seeing things like Tinubu woos Wike to join APC. And then I'm seeing stuff like 39 billion ICC. You know, ICC, International Conference Center.
Yes,
Um,
I read that as well.
you read that as well, Rabi? Okay. And
Yeah.
then Peter Obi is saying it's a misplaced priority. What else? So which one do you want us to respond to now?
Anyone you feel you can pick, but the one I'm actually more because I'm more interested in insecurity issues, most importantly as it has to do with my own people and as well as Atiku offering sorry, this is the punch. Okay, let me put it in a way that everybody can see it. Okay, Atiku offering Obi a VP term. I mean, a VP role for just one term. I think these two are very sacrosanct because one has to do with people's life. The other one is actually the real deal that we are all conversing for. So I don't know. Maybe there are some of them that stood out to you that you may want to respond to, even as it has to do with the ones you have with you there.
Should Peter Obi accept a vice presidential role one term so that after Atiku does his one term, then Peter Obi can run for president again? For me, I don't think Atiku should even be talking about running. Atiku running is why we are in the present problem that we are in. Atiku should know when to put national interest ahead of personal ambition. As far as I'm concerned, Atiku is just, I won't call it power drunk, but then again, you can say it's power drunk. He's just interested in if what they are all saying, because before now we have heard people like Peter Obi say that they are only interested in a coalition that is for the betterment of Nigeria. Now, if the coalition is for the betterment of Nigeria, must Atiku be president? That's the thing. Must Atiku be president? We have not started talking about coalition. Already somebody is saying, oh, let Atiku be president and then Peter Obi can be vice president for one term, and then after that one term, Peter Obi can run. Can't Atiku just support Peter Obi in 2027? Must he be president? He has been vice president. He has been vice president for 8 years. That is not a small feat. Number two man. Must you be number one? Is there where it is written that Atiku must be president? You know, these are the kind of selfish things that destroys any coalition. I have said it before. All this coalition talk that they are talking is for personal interests. If you look at all the candidates, you look at Peter Obi, you look at Showore, you look at all of this, you will say to them, okay, fine, it's good that they all come together and form a coalition. But there are certain people in that coalition that
Ahmed, welcome.
should forget about running and becoming president. That's why I see it.
Please, as you can tap on your screen. Thank you.
Simple.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Simple. Ubi,
I can
okay,
hear you,
fine.
sir. I can
All
hear
right.
you clearly.
Good. So that's my take. I feel that Atiku should not be running at all. It should be, he should just be facilitating. He should be playing the role of elder statesman at this time. He should be playing the role of elder statesman. And he should support a Peter Obi and support any other candidate, even if it's not Peter Obi. But it is best for him to support Peter Obi because Peter Obi has supported him in time past. I don't think Atiku should be running at all. He shouldn't. It is his ambition that is tearing PDP apart now. And if he cares for his party, if he cares for Nigeria, he should just step back, come out now and announce very quickly that he's not interested in the presidency and that he's ready to support another candidate, preferably a Peter Obi. That's what he should be doing.
Okay. Sir Refresh, you said beautifully, well, you said wonderfully, you said beautiful thing. You see, that alone, thank God Eddie Young is here, and whatever we're saying, I think he's going to relate the message to, I think Agbasu and the rest of them. You see, when we begin, this is my own reaction to that now, when we begin to see these things from a very wider perspective as a result of um, proper contemplation on some of these things, people begin to see us as if we are pessimists. You see, for the fact that this thing is coming on, Atiku is still wagging his tongue towards the presidency. It's a clear thing that these guys are a bunch of same. I'm sorry, you may have your reservation concerning Peter Obi, but that he is still teaming up with people with this kind of mentality and belief. I'm beginning to be scared of the type of person he is. Macho, you're welcome, sir. I'm grateful that you're here. I'm grateful. Sir Macho, we are doing politics. We are doing some political reviews. So that's what we're doing. So it's just trying to let you know that these guys are not the people we are talking about. Maybe Peter Obi may be a little bit lesser than maybe the article or whatever, but obviously these are not the people. And that is the reason I said something some time ago that for you to support a Peter Obi, what is the structure you've put in place to make sure that if Peter Obi actually takes over leadership, he can be called to order? And if he's not going to listen to that call, what is the next step? Do we have the power to pull him down? Are we going to leave everything for the status quo that, we think say Peter Obi a better person? Now that he's not doing well, God good judge him, then we leave him to do another 4 years like every other person. Do you understand?
Simple,
That's what I'm
simple,
saying, including
simple.
the Showore. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, let me just chip this in on this Peter Obi thing. You know, me, I never meet Peter Obi before. It's not like I'm close to Peter Obi, but I have looked at the whole political terrain. Something distinguishes Peter Obi from other candidates, even the likes of Showore, that I also think, okay, has something to offer, but not as much as Peter Obi. From this Adebayo guy, the Prince Adebayo, the SDP guy, I like him. I like the way he sounds. I like his ideas. I like our Mustafa, right? I like our Mustafa. But something distinguishes Peter Obi from these people. And that's the fact that Peter Obi has been in power before. And while he was in power, we saw what he did. You can say you can say Showore has good ideas, and he does. I like the fact that he's always there to defend people who are oppressed. I like that fact. I can't take that away from Showore. But Showore has not been tested
Humble
with
Black,
power
you're
before.
welcome, sir.
You understand? He's not been tested with power before.
Yes,
Al
sir.
Mustafa has not been tested with power before. Prince Adebayo has not been tested with power before. But Peter Obi has been tested. Now, here is where Peter Obi is different. Like I said, I've never met him, but I have seen what he did while he was governor. Peter Obi left $150 million, 36 billion naira, in the coffers of Anambra while he was living. That speaks to his character. There is no politician in the history of Nigeria, whether presidential, whether state governor, whether local government chairman, whether lawmaker, whatever, there is no politician that has done something that is even close to that. So that speaks to his character. I don't know if you can cast your mind back to the video of this former governor of Taraba State, Governor Shaku, where he was saying what transpired between him and the successor to Peter Obi, that's Obiano, where they were making jest of Peter Obi for leaving money behind. That's number one. Peter Obi thought of investing, saving for the future. We need those kind of politicians in Nigeria today. And I'm saying, if he could do that when people were mocking him, he is the closest to the set of politicians that we need to change the fortunes of Nigeria. And that's why I agree with Sam Amadi to say that Peter Obi is the best option. He may not be perfect. None of us are perfect. You and I, we are not perfect. But he is the best option. Definitely not an Atiku. Not to now talk of Peter Obi running as a vice presidential candidate for Atiku. You know, the desperation for Atiku, to the extent that he knows that his desperation is tearing apart the country. He knows his desperation is tearing apart the PDP. But he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He just wants to be president. If Nigeria destroys for it, he doesn't care. If his party dies for it, he doesn't care. So far as he becomes president. We don't need those kind of people. I have followed Peter Obi's trajectory, and I can tell you for free that the fact that he is not desperate, the fact that people expected him to come and say, oh, go and protest, go and do this, go and do that. The fact that he was mature enough to be able to say, calm down. Me, I appreciate it, even though I will not do that too. But I appreciate that about him. That shows maturity. It takes a high level of strength, emotional strength, a high level of emotional quotient to be able to do that. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. That's mind opening. Anyway, Sir Didion, what's your take on this?
Yes, I'm coming.
Who is that?
Bring in, or maybe Sir Refresh, we want to take one of the news that is with you there.
Okay, which one is that? Which other one again is that?
And there's nobody
can defeat Tinubu in 2027.
somebody is saying that nobody can defeat 2027.
Okay, so you see
I'm of the opinion anyway.
All right, simple star. Sir Refresh, good evening. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Thank
clearly.
you so much. Thank you. The previous paper you put before this one, let me say this, just like what Simple Star, Sir Refresh have said. The truth is that the best candidate that Nigerians actually has, let me put it this way, the best candidate that has organic followers on the streets of Nigeria is Sir Peter Obi. I can tell you this for sure. One unique thing I and my comrades, we do used to laugh Peter Obi, or they used to tell me that your man don't give shishi. That's what they do tell me. They tell me your man don't give shishi. I tell them that we don't give shishi. But we have organic followers. So what am I trying to portray here is that it's only organic people the organic leader that people are around see him as the person that can remedy the situation of the country. Because as we speak right now in Nigeria, let us be very factual. I tell people that look, oh, if you're discussing politics, remove emotions aside. The only man that can remedy this country as we speak now is Peter Obi among all presidential candidates. To be very frank with you, Sarifesh mentioned Omoyele Sowore. Mentioned I one of the party have taken interest. If I want to join a political party today, to be honest with you, is Social Democratic Party. Maybe because the social caught my attention because I believe in African socialism, which is part of socialism, as you may call it. A prince or whatever you guys call him. But I see Peter Obi as a man who has, just like what Refresh said, a track record. I know people will come and mock him and say when he was governor, what did he do? But this is a man that has a track record. It's just like today, if you tell me that if Donald Duke of Cross River come out, let us leave the fact where he come from, that Nigerians will not support him. These are people who have track record. They have something that they can tell that, okay, when I was in office, I performed. Omoyele Sowore, we have not seen him in office. Of course, you know he's a good activist. My man of the Social Democratic Party. Yes, he spoke well, he mean well, but we have not seen him before in power. And let us be very honest. In politics, most times you grow from one ladder to the other because politics is different. Pragmatic politics is different from theoretical politics. I don't know if I'm making sense here. So most times, let us see you, even as a local government councillor, someone who has been a local government councillor, understand the whims and caprices, the day-to-day running of political activities or managing of government affairs, compared to someone who has not held any political office before. That is exactly what I'm trying to put here. But I must tell you this. If Peter Obi decide to pick Atiku or to stand by Atiku as a VP, Peter Obi will completely destroy his political career in the history of Nigeria.
Completely.
I'll tell you this for sure. I, in person, simple stuff, of course, you know me. I will heavily tell my comrades not to support him. I will campaign openly against him. Even though, see, let me also put it this way. If Peter Obi stand as president, pick Atiku as his vice, I will also not support him. Let us be very honest with you and with ourselves. Atiku is a man that destroyed the Nigerian economy. Let us be very factual. The aluminium company is not working in Ikorabasi, Akwa Ibom State. It's because of his privatization program. The Delta State Steel Company, are they working? Look at today, NEPA. All the privatization he did because he was the head of the privatization council under OBJ. Go and check it. This man pragmatically destroyed the Nigerian economy. And during 2019 election, he was saying that he's coming to concession even the so-called remaining national asset for his friends and him. I'm not against Atiku, but I'll tell you that Atiku has clearly shown that he's 101% desperate for power. So if Obi stand beside him, Nigerians will not support Obi anymore. So if need be for any coalition, I'm saying 2027 coalition, if Obi can stand with people like Kwankwaso, VP to Obi, people like Bala Mohammed or any other person advised to Obi from the northern extraction, we don't have issues. But Atiku, either Atiku advised to even Obi, we won't support it. That's just my take on it. Thank you.
Yeah, so
all right, thank you so much, my brother. You've spoken You can go on, sir. Refresh. You can go on, sir. Please.
Yes, I agree totally with what he has said. If Peter Obi makes it will be a mistake anyway. It will be a very, very big mistake. And people like me will not think, I will not even think, I will not consider it. If Peter Obi decides to take on this kind of rubbish offer, to say he wants to do a one-time, number one, the Atiku I know will never, he will never accept to do one time. He can agree now to just lure Peter Obi in. When push comes to shove, He will tell you that, oh, you know, we need to finish our 2-term. He will do his 2-term. He will not care. His track record shows that he only cares about himself. He doesn't care what destroys in the process. So, first of all, Peter Obi must understand this, that an article will not even keep to this term. Number two, if Peter Obi takes this kind of rubbish offer, his political career is gone.
He's gone. Completely
He's
gone.
gone completely. All
Completely.
the goodwill will be destroyed. So he should not even consider it. He should keep far from it. He should stay far.
And let us be very honest. Which party are they even referring to? Is it the People's Democratic Party or the People Deceiving People Party, which has been destroyed by this same article? Let us be very honest. Today, PDP is not functional in Nigeria. Who is the root cause? From their primaries last 2022. Is it not from the same article, the fallout they had between Atiku and Wike, then Tambowa aided the whole thing? And up to date, they are unable to resolve the party issues. Is it the same party that Obi wants to go and involve himself? Or the coalition will come up with another new party? Why the same true article, PDP was destroyed? Let us just be very factual. That's the most time I've often tell simple stuff that, look, see, even the reason why we have a failed political system in Nigeria, because we have a failed party system. Let us be very honest. So, simple stuff, I've told you this often time. The reason why we have a failed political system in Nigeria is as a result that we don't have a good party system. All our party systems are failed. I told simple stuff, I've told you before that we don't have ideological parties in Nigeria. We just have what we call political parties in Nigeria is what I call political platform. So that if I go on this platform to stand to contest for election, if they don't favor me, I move to another platform. That's just what they have. That's what they are doing. I don't see the defecting around. My governor and Omo are just defected to APC. But he was elected on the platform of PDP. In a very sensible society where political parties operate with ideology, it's not done anywhere, my brother. Go and fact check. Go and fact check. So, this issue of Atiku side by side with Obi or Obi side by side with Atiku, Obi should think for his political future. Obi should think for his organic followers like us. Because if Obi, I will say it and I will repeat it. If Obi even pick Atiku as a vice, I won't support Obi again. I'm telling you this. Like Atiku vice to Obi, I will never support Obi. Instead, sorry to tell you guys. Instead for me to vote for Peter Obi with Atiku as vice, I vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which I never saw. I don't know if you understand what
I
I'm
would
trying to
rather
do.
not vote at all than vote for Bola Ahmed
No.
Tinubu.
Let us be very, very, very honest. Atiku don't mean well for the Nigerian state. Atiku is part and parcel of this Fourth Republic, this dispensation. Atiku is part and parcel of the politician that destroyed this country, that kept this country like this. Let us be very honest. Facts and evidence are there. Why is it that his former boss, OBG, up to date, they are still having issues? You know what this man do during privatization? When he had the National Privatization Council, all the national assets today, that Nigeria has completely become a dumb country that we are only consuming nothing. Today, look at all the windows of all buildings around Nigeria. Is it not aluminium? We had an aluminium company in Ikorabasi owned by the federal government. Is dead. Today, we import all those aluminium from China. Think of the job creation. I don't know. See, thank God she just moved the thing there back. Let us look at the news.
Editor, not the verse. I no verse, my brother.
You see, simple. You see one funny thing, that this kind of news, when you hear them, the thing go first vex you first. If you're not take careful, the kind of news will give you depression because it shouldn't even be mentioned at all. But this one now, when I see, say nobody can defeat Tinubu in 2027. They hear that one. Now, Yakasai is saying this. Why is he saying this? Is he saying that Tinubu cannot be defeated based on free and fair election? Is that what he's saying? Because I can tell you for free, if the elections of 2027 are free, fair, and credible, there's no way Tinubu wins. If you bring a goat and you dress the goat, you give the goat suit, agbada to wear, and you say that is a candidate of the least party to run against Tinubu in 2027 in a free and fair election, the goat will defeat Tinubu. So when you hear people like this come to make this kind of statements, they are not making it based on free and fair election. They're not interested in free and fair election. So what I would just say is that Nigerians must insist on free and fair election. And free and fair election cannot happen without electoral reforms. A situation whereby INEC will be forced, INEC will be mandated to do mandatory real-time election results transmission, collation, and publishing. Real-time. If we're able to do that, and then I started a project Eagle that has 7 steps. Coincidentally, what Edith Young is talking about now is in step 2. Maybe I just run it by him. He's sounding like somebody that is a good candidate for this, our Project Eagle. Edith Young, let me just run you through Project Eagle very quickly.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Project Eagle is a project that we have put together to guarantee that nobody can rig 2027 election. Nobody. The very first action step of the 7 action step of Project Eagle is actually electoral reform. That's the first step. And the electoral reform, that one requires government. It requires the people in power. But we are hoping that we can force them to do the needful. Now, if by some miracle we get electoral reform, right, we will still not give up. And if we don't get it, we will still not give up. So whichever way, action step number 1, we will do it and we'll move on to action step number 2, which we call the political party reform. When you said it just now that a lot of the problem we are having is because of the political parties we have, you resonated with me. Because the political party is the kitchen where corrupt leaders are cooked. The political parties, as we have them in Nigeria right now, they are the labor room where corrupt leaders are born. When you begin to have political parties that put exorbitant fees as nomination fee to buy form, expression of interest form, what do you have? Not only thieves and corrupt people get those kind of money now. And then when you have a system of party primaries that is indirect, you use a delegate system.
Night all, you're welcome.
Open invitation to corruption. So I agree with you completely. A situation whereby during political party primaries, people begin to jump from one party to another. We should have political party reform such that 2 years before elections, no politician can decamp to another political party. We should have it in political parties, in their constitution. If we can have that, it will stop all this decamping, and then we have direct primaries. No delegate system where people will now be struggling to put their people as delegates, and then you buy them over. And then you remove nomination form fees. If we can have these political party reforms in this area, it will open up the political field, and then credible candidates will begin to come up. After that one, which is the second action step, we have a third action step, which is real-time election monitoring. When I say real-time, I'm talking about citizens created real-time election monitoring. Not the one that INEC will be forced to do in the electoral reform. Now, I said before that even if INEC agrees and the National Assembly agrees and they give us electoral reform and they mandate INEC to do real-time, we as citizens must still take action step number 3 to make sure that we have our own application. And we have the application, we are testing it right now. Maybe I'll send it to you, Edith Young, so that you can test it too. Where all Nigerians can have access to
Okay,
the
sir.
polling unit results in real time. Real time. Then we have action step number 4, where we'll take care of evidence gathering. That one, we gather evidence with mini cameras in polling units, in collation centers. And then we have an app too that we aggregate all the evidence, video, pictures, and audio, so that immediately election closes, we have the results and we have all the evidence that we can take to court. Then action step number 5, and number 5 is critical. We call it well fund. Many of us don't know that rigging of election does not happen only on election day. They have started rigging now. They have started rigging now. There is a rigging that happens before, and that happens through the weaponization of poverty. When they create enough poverty, they create enough fear such that, number one, people will not come out to come and vote. There'll be voter apathy. That's what they're trying to do with all this decamping they are doing. It's not like they need the governors to come. When they want to rig, they don't need the governors to rig, but they need the governors to decamp so that Nigerians will feel hopeless and not bother to come out to come and vote in 2027. Voter apathy, that's their secret weapon. And then, even those that now manage to come out, they have weaponized poverty so much that others will now say, okay, if you cannot beat them, join them. Bring money, let me sell my vote for the few that manage to come out. So in order to solve this, we have put in place Well Fund, where we create a system whereby we do empowerment, agricultural empowerment, right, in exchange for financial assistance. We'll do it. It's a thing that we can do. The program details, I can bring it in as time goes on. Then you now have action step number 6, which is law patrol. What is law patrol? The very first thing they do is to destroy the rule of law. Thank you, Antia. Thank you, Antia. Is to destroy the rule of law. When they destroy the rule of law, pursuing justice now becomes very expensive. It now becomes a luxury that only the rich can afford. And that is why we must now come together. If we fight these people individually, they can easily break us. It's like the parable of the broom. If you take a broomstick, even a child can break it. But when you have a broom made into a bunch and they are working together, even Iron Man cannot break it. That is what Law Patrol does in action step number 6. It helps to make justice accessible to Nigerians even when they don't have money. It links them up with pro bono lawyers and then create massive awareness around the injustices and disrespect for the rule of law that we see. Then number 7, which is the Oga of them all, is the Abundance Party, which by the grace of God, before the end of this year shall become duly registered. Now, in all of this, if we have these measures in place and the election of 2027 and the election of 2027 is free, fair, and credible, I will now ask you, can Tinubu win?
Okay. Okay, sir. Refresh. Thank you so much. Before now, I've known Simple Star for over a year on this black app, and Simple Star can attest to what I'm about to say. I've been an advocate of a free, fair, and transparent election under the Simple Tag Reform INEC. Simple Star can tell you that. And I've also advocated so much, oftentimes, that look, we can't just stay outside or maybe on the black app, start always attacking these people, doing talking without pragmatic work. I often tell my comrades that look, good people should start involving in politics. Join political party, but make sure you join an ideological political party. So I told Simple Star oftentimes, if we must take back this country, it may take years, but we must establish a political party well stipulated. Thank God you just put me through on this whole the Eagle movement or step, the 7th step. Simple Star attests to the fact that INEC reform is what I believe. And I told my comrades that look, I'm not supporting INEC reform because I want Bola Ahmed Tinubu to go. No. I'm supporting INEC reform because I want my local government councillor from my own ward to be voted by my own people. And when he's not doing well, my own people can also go back to the pool and vote him out. That is what democracy is all about. That's what I believe as a democratic process or a democratic society. I told Simple Star before, and I say, look, the only way we can start shoulder shoulder with these people is for us to engage in political party. Maybe from that political party, we start filing people for state houses of assembly, for governors, for other positions with ideological base, just like what you said. A political party whereby we can't tie people to stay, but if you're elected on the platform of our party, it is mandated in our document and you sign it and pen it down. If you defect, you leave the position. If you're a governor, you defect, the party will now fire in someone to cover that position. This ideological party, even though you're a governor of that party, you're not working with the manifesto of the party, you're doing anti-party. Why? Even as governor in office, the party has the right to remove you. That was exactly what ANC of South Africa did to Jacob Zuma. Jacob Zuma of ANC, when he was the president of South Africa, he was indicted of corruption, of using state funds to do renovation or swimming pool at his private home. When the corruption saga was up, it was the party ANC, the African National Congress, that asked Zuma to resign. That was how Cyril Ramaphosa took over. I always give. So this is how party works. So with this, members of party, they stay in their party because they believe in the ideology and principle. It's just like the CCP. Sorry, I must tell you this. Just like the CCP or the party in Vietnam. This ideological party, people just like, sorry to tell you this, it's just like a member of the Deeper Life Bible Church. Nothing on earth can make you convince him to leave that church and go and follow another church. It will take time. Why? He's driven by an ideology. He's doctrinated. This is how political parties that want to transform society are built. So that is where I stand. If we must take over this country and put ourselves on the right track, we must build ideological based party. You're not joining because I want to stand on the platform to know. You're joining because you may stay in the party for 100 years, but you have never fight for any political position. But you're happy being a member of the party because the party is driven by an ideology. Just like a member of a church, we just an ordinary member. It's not a pastor, it's not a deacon, but he's happy, he believes in that church doctrine. This is how party operate in sensitive society. Or this is how people who want to transform their society establish political parties. I so much agree with you, sir. I'm with you 100%. Thank you so much.
So,
And just like what you said,
Sir
if
Gideon,
we don't get INEC reform done, if election results on election that are not transmitted on real time from the polling unit IRF portal, people like Yakasia can say Tinubu will not be defeated. But once it is done, they will know who Nigerians will choose for themselves. That's just the truth. Simple stuff. I wanted to ask
all
you
right,
a
thank you so
question.
much, Gideon. I just wanted to say, add to what you said. When I heard you speak in your videos, I just told myself that this is another version of Refresh because both of you sound alike. It's not like Refresh has told you anything both of us has discussed or some of the initiative he had discussed with me in private together with one of my colleagues. But you practically sounded, if I'm not mistaken, virtually all that we discussed, which Refresh is here, I'm saying it in his present now. Without you even being present, that shows that you are in the spirit and you are a like mind. And I'm still going to apologize for, keeping you keeping you outside for a long time because it's been long. We exchanged numbers and I said I was going to let you know about the whole thing. So, Refresh, this is Didion. I'm sure you have discussed with him on my live before. So I
Yes,
already forwarded his number to you on the Grey app. All right. So I already forwarded his number to you on the Grey app. So hopefully by tomorrow, he should be in the group so that he's a very vibrant man. very, very vibrant and intelligent as well. Very intelligent and focused, despite the challenge of Nigerians not paying attention to political things, like the real issues. Some people are dragging tries and they think they are doing politics. Some people are reading news and they think they are doing, but they are suggesting solutions to political happenings. But this Didion here, he's been like, if you check his videos, like you can just after this live, take a little time, go through his videos, you see that he's been consistent for years. When I mean years, I watched all his video. I've not seen any Didion's video where he's catching cruise. Sometimes I do catch cruise. Sometimes I'm vibing to music, but I've never. All his videos are like, see, if you're not a serious-minded person, if you watch it, if you watch a Didion videos because he's that straight to the point, and I appreciate him for what he's doing. So, refresh. Before we move to the next one, you just mentioned the political party, and of course, we are still in the process of getting it done. And then INEC is trying to play hanky-panky games with their father's head, not with Nigerians anyway, because we're still going to overcome them. So I just want you to, tell people, there are people watching from my platform, people watching from Edidion's platform, people watching from your own platform. So you may not really tell who is listening. So just tell people a little. You know more about the political party than me. So let them hear from you directly. Just highlight some of the key points why this party is coming in, irrespective of the fact that we have a lot of parties. Why are we not teaming up with other parties? Why are we deciding to say that okay, we are coming up with our own, and say everything in the hearing of Edidion as well? Thank you so much, sir.
All right. So first of all, I said it before. The second item, the second action step in the Project Eagle, the 7th plan of the Project Eagle, is political party reforms. And I've also said it in some other platforms that, look, if today, any of the political parties, if today in APC, nomination form is free, if today in PDP, nomination form is free, if today in any of the political parties, primaries is not by direct primary, it's not by delegate system, it's by direct primaries. If APC adopts direct primaries, removes delegates, if PDP adopts direct primaries, removes delegates, and then both APC and PDP decide that they will put it in their constitution that once it is 2 years before a political party primary, before election, that they will not accept any decampees again. If they can do that, which is the political party reforms I'm talking about, I will join APC and I will join PDP. Because you will have a level playing field. But the question is, can they do that? Are they willing to do that? No. People want to continue to be godfathers. You celebrate Tinubu today. Oh, he's a master strategist. He's a master politician. You celebrate Wike. Oh, you are celebrating godfatherism. And these people operate the way they operate because the political party system in Nigeria right now enables them. It enables them. So we need political party reforms that will open up the political platform to everybody. A mechanic should be able to decide to run. An Uber driver should be able to decide to run. But right now, the way the political parties are structured, when they say if you don't get money, hide your face, that is exactly how it is in the political party system with respect to political participation in elections. So why do we need an abundance party? Why do we need to register a new party? Like Edidion said, we need a party that is based on ideologies. All the things that I mentioned are part of the ideologies that are of that political party. Like Edidion mentioned it. It is there in the constitution. If you don't do it within 100 days, the consequences are also spelled out. So we don't even need to debate it. And like the constitution of political parties is supreme. Acknowledged by Supreme Court, acknowledged by INEC. So we need a new political party that is based on ideologies. Now, let's go to the experience with registering a political party with INEC. INEC has created an impression that it is not going to register any new political party. And APC and whoever, they are driving this narrative that INEC is not registering new political parties. It's a propaganda, because INEC cannot openly come and tell you that we are not registering new political parties. They can't. Because INEC does not have the power to do so. INEC is a creation of the law, and thus must respect the law. So when you have people like Amechi coming to say, oh, INEC is not registering a new political party, you heard what the APC publicity secretary came out to say. That you go to court, you go get an order of mandamus to compel INEC to do its job. And I'm going to tell you this. We have applied to INEC. INEC gave us a response and told us, oh, we have seen your application to register your new political party, but you see the portal has not been open. You know, I thought that that response was a response that they give to people because of, okay, just recent. Until I saw a video of Shehu Kuti saying that they applied to register their own political party in 2019, and the answer they gave us was what they gave to Shehu Kuti, that they have not opened the portal since 2019. So INEC wants to tell Nigerians that since 2019 you have not opened portal. Now that is even by the way. What I will say to INEC is, we don't forget to this one, we go peace for their peace thing. We go spoil their gen. We go knock their engine. We are not going to sit down quietly and just accept when INEC says, oh, we have not opened portal. You know why? Because that is against the Constitution of Nigeria. That is against the Electoral Act 2022. And that is against... why is he saying the live will end in 5 minutes? Why am I getting this? We have detected...
maybe because of inactive. Check. Maybe they wrote something like inactivity, inactive.
Yeah, so what do I need to do?
Just after the 5 minutes, it won't end. They'll give you a puzzle. You just go and do that puzzle.
Okay, I've done the puzzle.
Once it is time, you see a puzzle.
I've seen the puzzle. Okay. I've done the puzzle. Yeah. So we're not just going to take... Yeah, we're not just going to take INEC word and say, oh, we will wait for them to do portal. No. What INEC is doing is against the law. According to the Constitution of Nigeria, according to the Electoral Act 2022, according to INEC's own guidelines that they printed in a booklet that they gave to us, the procedure is different. And so we are going to hold INEC accountable. We go force INEC to do the right thing. They will know that they are dealing with a different breed, a different generation. They are messing with the wrong generation. Mahmoud Yakubu, he go hear this one. Because whether they like it or not, once we meet the requirements of the law, we will be registered. We will not take their delay tactics. We will not take their sabotage tactics. We won't take it. But right now, that's what INEC is doing. They're trying to deliberately play on the psychology of Nigerians to believe that INEC is not registering any political party. The only time that the Constitution, the Electoral Act, and the guidelines allows INEC not to register people is 12 months before the general elections. And that 12 months does not happen until February of 2026. So every other application, even if we are 100, INEC must register us. We were 70-something in 2019. Nigeria did not end. We still had election. And in any case, if we have proper political party reforms, where you have political parties compelled to say, don't charge nomination forms, compelled to say, don't use delegate system, use direct primaries, and use electronic voting so that it can be free and transparent, and then block people from decamping 2 years before election. If we can have that in political parties, we won't need to register many parties. We won't need to. But right now, we have not had the political party reforms, so we must have a political party that will show the example of what we're talking about. And that is why we're talking about the Abundance Party of Nigeria.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much,
Because
sir. Refresh.
when I spoke,
Thank you. So go on, sir. Gideon.
Robusta,
Go
go
on, go on.
ahead. No,
You
I
know, you know
spoke
what
with
funny,
a
you know what
couple.
funny thing
No,
Edidion
no, no.
said
Go
now.
on.
Let
We
me
can
just
talk.
quickly touch on it. One funny thing Edidion said now was that,
No,
okay, go ahead, go ahead. Edidion, go ahead.
no, sir, refresh. Go ahead. No,
Okay.
I just this thing you just said. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right.
Go
So,
ahead,
so,
sir. Just
so
go ahead.
the political party system is deliberately structured the way it is structured now, such that well-meaning Nigerians will not bother to participate in the electoral process. I said it before. The biggest weapon of Tinubu in 2027 is not even it's not rigging. Rigging is the second biggest weapon. The biggest weapon that Tinubu has for 2027 is voter apathy. His rigging of election depends on voter apathy because he knows that if 94 million Nigerians come out to come and vote, it will be almost impossible for him to rig. So he needs voter apathy. And that's and the political party structure that we're talking about now gives him voter apathy because well-meaning Nigerians will be discouraged from the system. Now, Editor said something. He said, we're not fighting for electoral reforms or political party reforms so that Tinubu can be defeated. No. We are fighting for electoral reforms, fighting for free and fair elections so that Nigeria can be free. Because right now, Nigeria has been captured. Nigeria has been captured. As it is now, tell me, can you or I or Edidion or any other average Nigerian walk into APC and collect form for nomination for position of president in 2027? Can anybody do that on the platform of the APC? The answer is no. So they have structured it in such a way that only people who are who have stolen Nigeria, or people who are close to those who have stolen Nigeria, or those who have been fortunate enough to escape the system like Peter Obi can participate. So it is based on that you have people like Yakasai saying that nobody can defeat Tinubu in 2027. Tinubu is so easily defeatable. I've told you, so easily defeatable if we have free and fair election. And Tinubu knows it. So if Yakasai were honest, and that's my problem with a lot of these leaders, all these northern leaders, southern leaders, southeastern leaders, my problem is with them is that they're not honest. He's talking now as if he has the interest of the northerners at heart. He doesn't. The north is the poorest in Nigeria, yet they have the richest people, and that doesn't bother them. The north has the most potential for agricultural production, yet they have the least purchasing power. And the northern leaders are not bothered because they are only interested in their own pockets. Only interested. Now, I saw the news flash you have done now, insecurity. You will not see people like Yakasai talking about how the insecurity in the north can be abated. No. It is how to drive propaganda that will continue to put their elitist class to continue to suck Nigeria dry. So we are not asking for this electoral reform just because we want Tinubu out or we want Peter Obi in. No. For us, Peter Obi represents that hope that we want to have a change in leadership where we have people who have the interest of the people at heart. That's why. That's why. But the political party reforms, the electoral reforms, free, fair, and credible elections is for us so that power can truly return to the people. Why are governors decamping right now? Governors are decamping because they looked at it. I want to do second term as a governor Umo Eno, a governor Borewori, a governor this, a governor that. I even hear Doye Diri is joining them now. Why are they decamping? Because they don't think that the electorates have the power to re-elect them for second term. The smoothest and easiest part of them is to join the person that they know knows how to rig. That's why they are joining. So free and fair and credible election will guarantee that people will look to the people. It is the person that you are hoping can help you that you will do what they want. Now they are dancing to the tune of Tinubu and doing what he wants because they hope that Tinubu can help them return. If they knew that it was the people that had the power to re-elect them, they will do what the people want. And that means they will deliver good governance to the people. But right now, they don't even think along that line. They know that, or they feel that the people cannot give them anything. So no good governance. Rather, you do compensation. You help your cronies and use a public-private partnership to siphon public funds into private pockets. And then you stash those monies abroad in case when you leave, EFCC will not come and be seizing your property. That's all they are doing. That's all they are doing. So we need this free, fair, and credible election. And if there's something that we are going to be doing every day, is to keep hammering it. Even if it's one person that is listening, even if it's two persons that is listening, we should keep hammering it. Electoral reforms, free, fair, and credible election. Right now, we're talking electoral reform. You see Randy Peters running up and down, using his house rent to submit petition to National Assembly. And then you will expect that by now, you will have a very dark man carrying that on his head, and that is the only thing he's talking about. By now, you will expect that traditional rulers, religious leaders, pastors, imams, and even babalawos, political opposition leaders, PDP, APC, PDP, and the likes, entertainers, our so-called celebrities, you would expect that by now, all they will be asking for is electoral reforms. Even our billionaire business people, you would have expected that all they will be asking for now is electoral reforms. But how many of them are talking about it? The other day, Davido was screaming that Nigeria is in a bad shape. Nigeria is in a bad shape. And many people were clapping for him, even when some were battering him. I was asking a simple question. What he said, is it not true? And it is true. The same Davido, few days ago, had the opportunity to meet Tinubu. Did he raise the question of electoral reforms? He didn't. All of these people are not talking about electoral reform. They are not. And meanwhile, that's the only thing that will return power to the people. That's the only thing that will free Nigeria. So if there is anything that we will talk about every day, even if it is one person, we must talk about this free, fair, and credible election. We must talk about Project Eagle. We must talk about Abundance Party. We must talk about these things because that's the only way we get Nigeria back. That's the only way. Edith Young. Simple.
Yeah. Edith Young, are you there? Hello, sir, Edith Young. I've been sleep, don't carry my guy, go.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Can
we
you
can
guys
hear
hear
you.
me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
we
hear
can
you.
hear you
Can you
clearly.
hear me?
Yes, yes.
Sorry, fresh. Thank God you said. Simple Star stop coming to my live stream because for I make electoral reform a permanent topic for more than a month. No, let us
Not
be
really,
very
my
honest.
brother. That's
See,
not what happened.
let me say this. Let me say this and refresh. You know, today people are shouting. Tinubu wants. No, let me say this. Let me say this. You know, today people are shouting that Tinubu wants to do state capture, one party system. Tinubu is doing state capture, one party system. And I was laughing. And I told my comrade, let me school you guys. I told them that from 1999 to date, we have been practicing one party system. They say how, and I told them, go and check. If a governor is from party A and they are doing local government election, all the councillors that will win, all the local government chairman, like my state, we have 31 local government. All of them will come from that same party from the governor. Is that not one party system at the state level? So I told them that, look, at the state levels, all governors have been practicing one party system. It's unfortunate that Tinubu came in. He wants to make it a national thing. So INEC reform will solve this problem. Can you guys hear me? My network is.
Yeah, we can hear you,
Can you
please.
guys
We
hear
can
me
hear
on
you.
real
Yeah.
time? Like I said.
Clearly. Sir, yes, sir. Sir Gideon, we can hear
So
you.
so so one okay. One party system syndrome has been there at the state level across the 36 states from 1999. It's unfortunate that Tinubu wants to now make it a national look. People start screaming, but it has been there. INEC reform will solve this whole thing. Honestly speaking, INEC reform will solve it. INEC reform will return power to the. INEC reform will make us enjoy what we call democracy. We are not practicing democracy as we speak right now in Nigeria. No. If you reduce rigging, if you reduce rigging to, if you reduce it by let me put it this way: if we have a transparent election, 70 to 75%, you will see rig governance. You begin to see governors performing. You begin to see your senator speaking your mind. You begin to see your state house of assembly people speaking your mind. You begin to see how they are putting that constituency project into work. That fund, instead of eating it. It's because you don't have a good electoral system that the people can hold them accountable. That's the more reason they don't even care about you. They can do whatever they like. They know godfatherism with one man or somewhere will rewrite document for them, and they will announce it and tell you go to court, and the court will affirm it. It's as if in South Africa, my brother, I'm gonna go fact check.
Is that your network is fluctuating?
If
So why
South
Gideon is
Africa
working on his
is a
network?
taboo for you to lose the election and go
Okay.
to court.
Okay, simple. Continue now so that we don't have so much break.
All right. So quickly, you've heard Gideon said his own part. You've heard
Can you guys hear
Refresh
me clearly now?
said his own part.
Okay,
It's,
now you keep
yeah, we
breaking.
can hear you. We can hear you.
Thank you, thank you. So what I was saying is that in South Africa, it's a taboo for you to lose the election and say you're going to court. There's no election tribunal in South Africa. Are they not the same black people like us? We have the resources, we have the manpower, we have the infrastructure better than South Africa to do the same thing. So INEC reform is to return power to the people, is to make the people start enjoying dividends of democracy. INEC reform is geared towards performance in governance. It's as
So
simple as
so so
ABCD
so Edith
from
Young,
the
Edith
local
Young, Edith
government
Young,
level.
Edith Young,
Yes,
Edith Young.
yes,
Why
yes,
are your religious
yes.
leaders? Why are your religious leaders? Why are your traditional rulers? Why are your politicians, opposition political leaders? Why are your entertainment leaders, your so-called celebrities? Why are your billionaire business people? Why are they not calling for electoral reforms?
Let me respond to that. You asked a better question. You said something earlier. You know, the Nigerian class is unfortunate under this dispensation, and to be very precise, under the APC government, have been clearly divided into two classes: the rich or the privileged ones and the poor people. Let us be very honest. So any of these people you just mentioned that find their way into the other class that they can benefit from this political elite, they don't want to say anything because, of course, you know, this is a society where poverty is weaponized against the people by the state, by the authority of the state. So these people you mentioned, people you mentioned, these people you just mentioned, they don't want to get involved. They don't want the little thing they are benefiting from to go out of their mouth. Honestly speaking, are you not aware that in 2014, in 2012, people were carrying Jonathan's picture on a coffin on the street of this country? Where are they today? They were reverend fathers. They are GOs. So just, of course, we know that today we don't have traditional rulers in the country. To be very frank with you, because all of them are card carrying member. On a real time, let us be very honest. a traditional ruler in every sane society is not supposed to be partisan. Refresh, you agree with me on this?
Yeah.
Let us be very honest. Yes, I don't even want to go about clergymen, but in a sane society, a traditional ruler is not supposed to be partisan. But today, all your traditional rulers are partisan, even the so-called big thrones ones. I don't want to mention any of them here. That their followers or their people worship them as demigod. They are card carry member of the All Promises Council. So you have seen it very clear. So even the so-called celebrities, I've said it before now. Now two class in Nigeria today, the poor and the rich one. Any person don't try escape the poverty class among the celebrities, you mentioned them. No, say not the benefits more. You don't want to talk anything, maybe small way the enter man. When they no come out or me no stop. So you want just continue the get waiting again. So that's the more reason we must sensitize the masses. Because the weaponization is against the masses. The bad governance is against the masses. The ill structure, I've said, I've said the ill structure of the Nigerian state, the way the Nigerian state is being managed, the ill management is against the masses. You and I, that God has enlightened us, we need to sensitize the people. That's just what I will respond to that, sir.
Okay. You're very, very correct in that submission, actually. Very, very correct, because these people don't want, they call it eating etiquette. Eating etiquette, table manners. They call it table manners. That when you are eating, you don't talk. You know, that's what they're doing. So in their mind, they're chopping. But you see, my pain is this. These people do not see that they are actually just being manipulated by the real enemies of Nigeria. The people pulling the strings behind the scenes. They don't see it. So if they did, they will know that they should do better, actually. And then I don't know if we can just quickly touch on this new one that you have pasted. Simple. It says 30 killed as bandits, gunmen, slaughter, farmers and traders. Where is that? Simple.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, I said
It happened in Benue. Yeah, it happened in Benue, Benue Plateau, as well as
In Kebbi and in
Kebbi.
Kebbi State.
Yeah, in Kebbi. Yeah, in
In
Kebbi
Kebbi
State. Yeah.
State.
okay.
Yes,
So
sir, in Kebbi State.
you see my reaction to this very quickly. People will say, oh, security is in the exclusive legislative list. That security is in the hands of the federal government. So this is a failure of the security agency or the security apparatus of Nigeria. It is a failure of Tinubu. They do this in an attempt to absolve the governors of blame. That even though the governors are supposed to be chief security officers of their state, but because the so-called security agency chiefs do not answer to them, that they are powerless. Now, I will blame the federal government led by Tinubu, blame the security agencies for this, right? But then I will blame the governors too, because they have to be complicit. They have to be complicit for the government, for the federal government to fail the people in terms of security like this, so much that bandits are running riots in Nigeria today. The governors have to be complicit. For me, this is a calculated attempt, and they started it in 1980. It's a calculated attempt to destroy the food self-sufficiency of Nigeria. They have destroyed the security self-sufficiency of Nigeria. They have destroyed the economic self-sufficiency of Nigeria. We don't produce anything. In 1980 to 1982, 83, 84, 83 particularly, before the advent of Babangida, first of all Buhari, then Babangida, and then the likes, we were a production economy. We had all manner of factories. We have car manufacturers. We have lorry manufacturers. We have aluminium companies. We had steel rolling mills. We were making things, tire companies, Dunlop and Michelin. We had all of those in Nigeria. We were a manufacturing hub. Ajakuta steel was almost completed. Alaja was functional. Katsina steel rolling mill, Jos steel rolling mill, Oshogbo steel rolling mill, Nigeria machine tools. All of these were working. We had a production base, but they destroyed it. Now they are trying to destroy our food self-sufficiency. And how do they do that? They manufacture insecurity. The insecurity you see in this place, they are manufactured. Unfortunately, some people allow themselves to be used. The so-called bandits. And I doubt that the leaders of those bandits are actually Nigerians. They have to be foreigners. Foreigners that are now packaged to look like Nigerians so they can drive that narrative of insecurity. This is an external aggression with internal collaborators. Unfortunately, where the federal government has failed, if we had somebody like Tinubu as president, that I think that some external forces have compromise on him. And so they are using that one to blackmail him, to turn a blind eye so that these bandits can have a field day. Because really, if Tinubu was serious in dealing with this insecurity, like Abacha said, it cannot take more than 1 month is too far. They will end this thing. But it has become a business for them. They think
Let
they are
me
enjoying and
let me say
benefiting.
this. Sorry, sir.
Go ahead.
I've always have a different view concerning this insecurity stuff in Nigeria, and I've always make my point very clear. One, we must understand the heterogeneous nature and the complex nature of the Nigerian state. And I tell my comrades that look, so that governors don't go with this excuse of collecting security vote money, and then they tell you that I don't control the security apparatus of my state. That's the more reason I'm telling you my mind, what my ideology and what I believe, how to fix this country. I believe in a regional system of government using the current 6 geopolitical zones, give them full autonomy to manage their resources, police their environment. And let us be very factual. Let us use the North as a case study here. You mentioned food security. I told my comrades that, look, agriculture today in the world is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Let us leave the crude and the gas in the Niger Delta. You must eat before you go do mining to mine crude now. The white men, they go eat, the black men, they go eat. So agriculture alone, mechanized agriculture today, is a multi-billion-dollar industry in the world. And in the North, we have vast arable land, well-fed and good teeming youth for agriculture. So what is happening? And you said something earlier. If you go to this same northern Nigeria, walk on the street, you see malnourished children. In a society that is well fertile with good land too, even most of the strawberries, the other food with things we've seen that cannot be grown in Nigeria, recently, facts have shown that it can be grown in northern Nigeria. Now, let me go back to the insecurity stuff. If you regionalize the country and this so much centralized power system in Abuja, you leave it in the hands of the regional governor, or you can make it state governors. My dear, no region will want their place to be terrorized. I agree with you. Let us assume, under assumption that foreigners are coming, then now collaborate with insider to carry out this and perpetrate this insecurity. By the time you leave this security aspect in the hands of the people of that region, let the northerners collaborate with foreigners and destroy their region. Is on them. Yes. So the best strategy, to me, if you must ask me, the best strategy to manage this insecurity aspect in Nigeria, let the federal government remove security from the exclusive legislative list and push it down to the concurrent list, or instead to the residual list. Let it just be on the residual list. Let the state government and the local government police their environment. So anything that has to do with external aggression, the army, the air force, the navy will be deployed. But the internal security of the country should be in the hands of the state governors. So that these are flimsy excuses will no longer be there. And let us now see if bandits are now disturbing in Kebbi, if bandits are now disturbing in Borno, and now disturbing in Zamfara, in Benue, we'll now ask the governor what is happening. Because Security itself is local. Let us be very honest. This is the 21st century. Security is local. You can't take me from Akwa Ibom State and ask me to go and secure the environment of Zamfara when I don't understand the culture and the lingua franca of the people. I don't even understand the custom. And you know, just like I said, security is local. Most times, individuals within the environment collaborate with people to perpetrate insecurity. Now, if you're not a local, how will you know? Because most times, if you deploy a police, a divisional police officer, DPO to any divisional headquarters or wherever, you need to work with the chief. You need to work with the youth leaders of that community. What if those youth leaders or those chiefs are also part of the insecurity activities? How is he going to fight it? They will frustrate him. But he claimed to be the GP of the region, of that division. So, but if you make it local, it is their son. Let them terrorize their environment. Let us see. So this is just my take on this insecurity. That's one. Now let us now go to the bigger picture. Just like what you said. If the Nigerian state today is ready and decisive, I mean from the federal government, even as we speak, is ready to crush bandits, to crush Boko Haram, to crush insecurity in Nigeria, they can do it within 72 hours. That's just what I have to say.
Okay, so I agree with you completely
All
that
right.
security should be taken to even the residual legislative list, such that states will control their police, local government will control their police. I agree with you. But here is what I'm saying. Right now, governors cannot be excused. Even though the security is in the exclusive legislative list right now, there are very serious arsenal within the reach of governors to be able to control, if not actively, passively, the security of their states. There are simple technological solutions that you can deploy. We have been hearing bandits did this, bandits did this, bandit did this. Have we ever captured the face, the live act of such banditry activities? Have we ever? No. The only videos we see are the videos that
Oh,
the
that Pelumi, you're
bandits,
welcome, sir.
the videos that the bandits themselves record themselves and show us. Those are the videos we have. So you want to tell me that we cannot have early warning system, RFID system, mini Wi-Fi camera system, or even CCTV system deployed such that you have surveillance of what goes on in a state, such that you cannot say to police, or you cannot say to army, or you cannot say to DSS, this is what is happening here. You fail to take action. And if you fail to take action, the states are empowered to sue the federal government to the Supreme Court. You can do that. There are things that, because the Constitution says it, the primary duty or responsibility of government is security and welfare. So if the government is failing, then the state government can take action, just like we saw El Rufai did against Buhari. In fact, when El Rufai did it, it was an eye opener. I was like, so state governors can actually sue the federal government. So, and we don't have state governors doing it. So if I am a state governor, I don't have access to police, I don't have access to DSS or army, but I'm the chief security officer of my state. And then in my state, armed robbers are running rampage, bandits are running rampage. And I say, oh, I have a security architecture, at least a surveillance system that gives me this kind of security intelligence. Federal government take action and they refuse. I cannot go to Supreme Court to say, federal government, you are failing in your responsibilities. I cannot ask my senators or my House of Rep members in my state to say, go to the National Assembly and push a bill to impeach the president for breach and of negligence of duty. I cannot do that. A well-meaning and a reasonable governor has a lot of power to tackle the federal government. But you see, the governors that we have right now, they're not people who think that the citizens should be taken seriously. That's why we have this kind of insecurity going on in Nigeria. I agree with you, but how do we go from here to there? How do we go from here to security being moved to the residual legislative list. Who will do it? The Akpabios of this world, the Tajuddin Abbas, people who are under the thumbnail, the control of Tinubu, are they the ones that will do it? That's why I'm concerned. What you are saying is the ideal thing. That's what is done everywhere. But will these people do it? The answer is no. Can the governors come and be giving an excuse that they don't have control? That is where I have an issue. They cannot. Obviously, the federal government is complicit. They are failing in their responsibility to ensure security of Nigerians, and they are doing it deliberately. That's my annoyance. They are doing it deliberately. Nobody should come and be telling us, oh, we need to invest in security. They have turned it into a business. So insecurity is a business for them now. And so long as that continues, and you have state governors that are failing also in their responsibility, we cannot even get to the point where we now say, oh, okay, let's move security from the exclusive legislative list to the residual one. That's my concern. But then again, everything comes back to us, the people. If we get the people in the National Assembly now out, we ensure that an Akpabio does not come back in 2027. A Tajuddin Abbas does not come back in 2027. And that we make sure that only people who have the interests of Nigerians at heart make their way to the National Assembly in 2027. All of these laws made, and then you can move security from the exclusive list to the residual list. That condition that you're talking about, which is the ideal thing to do, is only possible if we change the people that are there right now. That's just my thing. Simple.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes.
You know how simple that enter kitchen.
You. Yes. Thank you. The issue here.
Na sink they watch play to.
All we are just trying to say is that fellow Nigerians, all the grammar we will talk since we say no change go happen with this crop of politicians. So what do? You see, this morning I was on the way to work and I was listening to I think one of